Reincarnated, I rejected Vernon's proposal. I resigned from his company and moved thousands of miles away to City B. He drove for a whole day and night to find me, but I avoided him. Later, he even resigned as CEO and came to City B to start over. I bought a plane ticket and flew back to City J overnight. His eyes were red as he asked me why I suddenly hated him so much. I didn't answer. It's just that in my past life, I had chased after him for 40 years, but I could never win his heart. He always had his first love in his heart and had already started a family outside. I worked hard all my life, and when I was dying, I discovered that my name was not even on the Vernon family tree. After my death, my 2 sons didn't shed a single tear, but instead happily called his first love Mom. Mom Willow, that's great. Now you can be with my dad openly. Vernon, in this lifetime, I never want to see you again. 1. Una, have you really made up your mind? Are you sure you want to quit? The HR manager asked in surprise over the phone. He probably didn't expect that after working so hard for so many years and finally getting a promotion, I would quit. In my past life, I stayed at Vernon's company and became his right-hand woman. Because my father had saved his father on the battlefield, we were engaged very early. But he didn't like me. The person he loved was his first love, Willow. Originally, I didn't want to get involved between them. I just wanted to secretly admire him from afar and be Vernon's little sister for life. But a drunken night with Vernon took away my virginity. When Vernon's parents found out, he was forced to propose to me. After marriage, I gave birth to 2 sons for him. He was always polite to me, treating me with a distant respect. I knew he hated me. On the day I gave birth, he didn't even come to the hospital. Instead, he drove dozens of kilometers to accompany Willow to a concert. He didn't love me, and almost everyone knew it. Only I was foolishly convinced that as long as I was good enough to him, I could eventually warm his heart. But what was the result? When I was 40, I was diagnosed with cancer and lay alone in a hospital bed. He held a grand birthday party for Willow and set off fireworks all night. On the day I died, he and Willow were taking wedding photos. The beautiful moment of lifting the veil and kissing. It even became a hot topic online at that time. And everyone was shipping the love between him and Willow. And I was like a rat in a gutter, dying alone and in despair. After my death, my soul floated in midair. And I found that when I was buried, I wasn't even included in the Vernon family tree. The tombstone was engraved with my full name, not as Vernon's wife. Even the 2 sons I raised clapped their hands happily when I died. That's great, my mom is dead, so Dad and Aunt Willow can finally be together. My funeral was hastily over. My belongings were burned, and my portrait was thrown into the storage room. After the 7th day of mourning, everyone was eager to plan Vernon and Willow's wedding. Reborn, I don't want to live such a failed life again. After completing the resignation procedures, Vernon called me. Are you free tonight? I've booked a restaurant, let's have dinner together. In my past life, Vernon proposed to me in a restaurant. At that time, I naively thought that Vernon proposed to me because he liked me. I clenched my phone and replied softly, N. The call was quickly hung up. By now, Vernon probably already hated me, right? Taking a deep breath, I still walked into the restaurant. Vernon was drinking with his brothers. He looked like he was drowning his sorrows in alcohol. The woman beside him reached out and took the wine glass from Vernon's hand, saying with heartache, Don't drink, Vernon. We were destined not to be in this life. The person who spoke was Vernon's first love, Willow. On the side, Vernon's brothers couldn't help but complain. I've never seen such a shameless woman. Isn't it so desperate to get married? Knowing that you and Willow have been together for so long, she still wants to butt in. How desperate is she? I ignored the insults of everyone and walked in. 2. The room fell silent. Vernon's brothers instinctively looked at him. Vernon's eyes turned colder when he saw me. You're here? He put down his wine glass, pursed his lips and glanced at Willow, then pushed a delicate box on the table towards me. Open it. It's a gift for you. His tone was casual, without a trace of joy about the proposal. I glanced at the ring box and suddenly found it laughable. How could I have been so touched by such a perfunctory proposal in my past life? I picked up the box and opened it. A ring with a small diamond, the same brand as the one Willow was wearing. But it was obvious that this one he gave me was a gift. How much must I have loved him in my past life to not even notice something so obvious? I coldly closed the ring box and placed it in front of Willow. This ring would suit Miss Willow better. Hearing this, Vernon's brows furrowed slightly. He soon saw the ring on Willow's hand, and I don't know if it was guilt or something else. He reluctantly explained, "I bought this ring in a hurry. If you don't like it, I'll take you to buy a new one next time." "No need." I refused coldly. My reaction clearly startled everyone present, because in their eyes Una was madly in love with Vernon. It could be said that I would give up any self-respect to get Vernon. At this moment, one of Vernon's brothers sneered, "Una, are you playing some kind of hard-to-get game again? Vernon has proposed to you, aren't you happy?" I looked at Vernon, then at Willow, who was weeping pitifully. I said coldly, "There's nothing to be happy about." Vernon's brow furrowed slightly, as if he didn't expect me to answer like that. I looked at everyone's surprised expressions and said calmly, "Vernon, there's no need for you to marry me out of obligation because of my father's favor to your family. Besides, that night was just an accident, and I don't need you to take responsibility." My calm demeanor made Vernon's expression change. He lowered his voice and asked me, "Are you really not going to let me marry you?" I smiled. "I'm an adult with my own hands and feet. I won't starve to death if I don't marry you. Besides, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket." I didn't say anything more and turned to leave. All these years, I've been living in Vernon's house. Vernon treated me like a younger sister. If it weren't for that drunken night when we slept together, I might have kept my feelings for Vernon buried in my heart forever. But in this world, there are always no ifs. Back in my room, I started packing my luggage bit by bit. It was already late at night when I finished packing. My phone suddenly vibrated twice. It was a message from Willow, a photo of her and Vernon in a hotel, hugging each other. If it were me before, I might have gone crazy seeing this photo, because at that time, Vernon was already my fiancé. We were already engaged. Then Willow sent another message. "Vernon has always loved me, and I think you should know that. If he hadn't mistaken you for me that night when he was drunk, he wouldn't have had that night with you." The night I was with Vernon, he did call her name. After that night, Vernon knew he had wronged me. Plus, with the pressure from his parents, we got engaged before I even graduated from college. In my past life, this had always been a knot in my heart. Now that Willow had said it, I didn't feel as bad as I expected. "Isn't it a kind of relief to admit that someone doesn't love you?" Letting out a long breath, I replied, "Yeah, don't worry. I won't fight with you for Vernon. He will always be yours. I'm leaving the day after tomorrow, leaving J City and going to B City, a place I've never been. And I'll never see Vernon again." 3. I slept soundly that night. In the morning, I was awakened by a knock on the door. Vernon's voice came from outside. "I made breakfast. Do you want to come out and eat?" When he opened the door and saw that there were fewer things in the room, he couldn't help but ask, "I remember your room was full of stuff. Why is everything gone?" "It's too cluttered. It's better to keep it simple." I casually perfunctory, and Vernon didn't think much of it. He rarely got up so early, and he even made a sumptuous breakfast. "Try it." He pulled out a chair and looked at me with a smile. Vernon's parents had gone on a business trip a couple of days ago and hadn't returned yet. When the maid Venus Ma saw this, she was startled. Usually she made breakfast. Vernon carefully peeled the shrimp for me, his movements as gentle as they used to be, back when he still called me little sister. Seeing me stunned, he took a delicate package from his pocket. He handed it to me. "Look, do you like it?" Inside the box was a pink diamond ring. It was the one I had always wanted. Vernon picked up a variety of dishes into my bowl, hesitated for a moment and said, "Una, Willow is not in good health and can't handle the shock. My mother arranged for us to get married next week, but next week is also Willow's birthday. I'm afraid she..." He asked me in a low voice, "I will be responsible for you, but can we postpone the wedding?" I calmly ate the shrimp and put the ring aside. "Is it necessary to make things so complicated?" Vernon frowned and looked at me. His eyes filled with confusion and then anger. He put down his chopsticks, and his tone became much colder. Una, I said I would marry you. Do you have to be so cruel? I'll marry you after I spend Willow's birthday with her. He frowned at me. The disgust in his eyes was obvious. I smiled faintly. I mean, since Willow's birthday is next week, you might as well get married at the same time. Isn't that a double celebration? 4. Vernon looked at me in surprise, trying to find a flaw in my expression. You've been scheming to marry me all this time, so why now? He frowned. What kind of game are you playing? I calmly ate my food. My tone was casual. All these years, I've always treated you like a brother. If it weren't for what happened that night, I wouldn't have gotten engaged to you. Now I've figured it out. I'm giving you your freedom. Vernon stared at me fixedly. Unexpectedly, he wasn't as happy as I expected. Instead, he stood up angrily and left without looking back. For the past 2 days, the wedding planner kept sending me messages. I replied, "The wedding has been canceled. Thank you for your hard work." Canceled? But Mr. Vernon came over yesterday and discussed the wedding details with us. Come to think of it, that's right. The wedding wasn't canceled, just the bride was changed. Then please discuss the subsequent procedures with Mr. Vernon or Miss Willow. After hanging up the phone, I boarded a plane to City B. After settling down, my phone suddenly had more than a dozen missed calls. I knew without looking that it was Vernon calling. Seeing that I didn't answer the phone, he sent me a message. Where did you go? You're not answering your phone. I didn't reply to him. I just blocked and deleted all his contact information. After that, I found a job in the city of B. The salary is good, and the work content is acceptable. Although busy, it is also fulfilling. One day after work, my best friend suddenly called me. Her tone was urgent. Una, where are you? Your wedding is today. Everyone has been waiting for a long time. My wedding? I was stunned. Logically speaking, shouldn't it be his wedding to Willow today? Isn't it Vernon and Willow's wedding today? I asked. What are you talking about? It's Vernon's wedding to you today. Willow has already gone abroad. Abroad? I was a little confused by my best friend's words. My best friend sighed and said, "It was Vernon who asked Willow to leave, and Willow cried so sadly. But Vernon always thought you would come back today. He didn't expect that you wouldn't even attend the wedding." I saw Vernon alone at the wedding venue. Everyone else had left, and he didn't leave either. He looked quite sad. I smiled coldly. Sad? More likely because of Willow's departure. In my previous life, Vernon married me because of his parents' coercion. In this life, it's probably because his parents pressured him, so he made Willow leave. But it has nothing to do with me anymore. I continued my work as usual. I thought I would never see Vernon again in this life. But one day when I was at work, I saw a familiar figure. Una, this is our new colleague. You two will be in a team. I looked up and saw Vernon looking at me with a smile. 5. How did you get here? I looked at him in surprise. He had his own company in J City, and I didn't expect him to work in B City. Vernon simply put the proposal on my desk and raised an eyebrow. Come here to experience it. I ignored him. When I got off work, my colleague wanted to give me a ride home, but Vernon pulled me to his side. He said to the male colleague, "I'll just take her home." I really didn't know what Vernon wanted to do. I shook his hand off and got into my colleague's car. Umberto glanced at me, then at Vernon outside the car, and asked me, "Boyfriend? Had a fight?" "No, just a neighbor's brother." Vernon looked at me incredulously. "In your eyes, I'm just a brother? Isn't it?" I silently fastened my seatbelt. Umberto drove away, and in the rearview mirror, Vernon was still standing there. When he sent me to the entrance of the residential area, Umberto scratched his head and said a little embarrassedly, "Today, did you agree to let me give you a ride just to annoy your brother?" I knew what Umberto was thinking about me. He had mentioned giving me a ride home a few times before. I had refused them all. I unfastened my seatbelt. Not entirely. I just don't want to be entangled by unimportant people. When I returned to the door of my rented house, I found that the door, which had been locked, was now cracked open. But I remembered locking the door when I went out. Just as I was about to turn around and run away, the door was suddenly opened, and a big hand grabbed me and pulled me inside. A strange face appeared in front of me. The man pressed a knife against my abdomen with a fierce look. "Don't make a sound, or I can't guarantee your little life." The man had a sour smell of sweat on him, and his white t-shirt was also yellowed. Someone like this was likely a desperate criminal. The man tied my hands, and I couldn't move. I tried tentatively. "Big brother, if you want money, I can give you all the money I have. Can you just let me go?" When the man heard what I said, his narrow eyes narrowed, and he grinned maliciously. "You are my cash cow. Besides, I've heard about you, an ordinary company employee, and your monthly salary isn't much." He suddenly took out his phone, as if he was sending a message to someone. I warned, "Did someone pay you to do this?" Hearing my words, the man sneered. "You're pretty smart. I'll take a few pictures of you later and post them online, and my mission will be complete." With that, the man reached out to tear my clothes. I struggled desperately and screamed, and he covered my mouth tightly with one hand. The next second, a man's voice sounded. 6. Umberto appeared at the door, I don't know when. He rushed forward, pushed the man away, and then gave the man a hard punch. Seeing that my coat was torn open, revealing a patch of skin, he quickly put the coat over me. The man climbed up from the ground, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and his eyes suddenly turned fierce, looking for death. The man suddenly pulled out a dagger and rushed towards Umberto. Umberto easily subdued him. "Say, who sent you to trouble her?" Umberto had already put the dagger to the man's neck at this point. The man swallowed and said, "I'm just trying to make a living, so don't push me too hard. Speak or not." Seeing Umberto's eyes full of anger, the man still spoke for his own safety. "It was a Miss Willow. She asked me to take a few nude photos of this lady and said she would give me $200,000 after the job was done. I already owe a lot of debts, and my family doesn't recognize me, so I just wanted to pay off my debts this way." The man said with a wronged expression, "But I had already called the police. The police would soon come and take him away. As for Miss Willow he mentioned, I should know who she is." A ball of anger was burning in my heart. I really didn't expect that even after I left to make things easier for her and Vernon, she would still try to harm me like this. Umberto looked at me with a puzzled expression. "Do you know Miss Willow?" "Yeah," I replied, and then I asked a friend to investigate Willow. I knew she hadn't succeeded this time, and she would definitely find a way to get back at me. Sure enough, after 2 days, a group of people broke into the company, shouting my name angrily. "Where is that bitch Una? Let her come out." When I came out, someone threw a stone at me without hesitation. Vernon quickly pulled me away. "Una, you stole someone else's boyfriend and drove an innocent woman to such a state. Are you still human?" Vernon looked at me with confusion. "What?" And I knew exactly what was going on, and just looked coldly at the person who was speaking. I asked her, "The victim you're talking about, isn't it called Willow?" Hearing me say this, Vernon's expression changed. He should have thought of something. "It seems you admit it. You bitch, taking advantage of your father's favor, forcing a man who doesn't love you to marry you, breaking up a couple who have been in love for many years. How shameless are you?" "That's right. After breaking up with others, you even sent text messages threatening Miss Willow, not allowing her to meet her boyfriend. You literally drove her to depression." Listening to what these people were saying, I finally remembered. When I asked a friend to investigate Willow, my friend said that Willow had depression and was now a streamer. It turns out that she had long planned to use this knife of the internet to deal with me. 7. Vernon clearly had no idea what these people were talking about. An egg was thrown at me. I dodged to the side. Seeing the crowd getting more and more agitated, I could only explain. "Everyone calm down. You can't just believe Willow's words without listening to my side of the story." An old woman interrupted me mercilessly. "Why wouldn't we believe Willow and believe you? You look like a vixen. You just know how to seduce other people's boyfriends." I was speechless. Vernon frowned and looked at the crowd incredulously. "You're saying that Willow said online that Una seduced me?" Although I don't know why Vernon was determined to break up with Willow, Willow has always been a beautiful existence in his heart. He simply didn't believe that Willow would do such a thing. As soon as Vernon finished speaking, an egg hit him in the face. The egg yolk mixed with the egg white slid down his fair face. The crowd angrily said, "So you're the scumbag?" Vernon was speechless, and because of the crowd's troublemaking, his colleagues couldn't work peacefully. "Una, what's going on with all this?" "Yeah, who did you offend? How can we work with all this noise?" My colleagues kept complaining. At this point, I could only call the police to handle it. After the police arrived, the rioters were quickly controlled. I also received a disciplinary action from the company. I was already upset, and Vernon came over to speak for Willow. "It's Willow's fault for this. Don't blame her." "Don't blame her?" I looked at Vernon in shock. I never thought I would hear those words from him. In my previous life, although Vernon and I ended up hating each other, but in my heart, he was always reasonable. I just laughed angrily. "Vernon, you and Willow love each other, and I've already come to be city. I've already let you two be. But what about Willow? She still won't let me go, you tell me. Why shouldn't I blame her?" After hearing my words, Vernon's expression was complicated. "It's all my fault. I was the one who asked Willow to leave, so she thought you were stopping me from being with her. But it's not like that." Then, Vernon took out his phone and said, "I'll call her right now and make it clear to her, and let her apologize to you." "No need." I looked at Vernon coldly. I just felt sad about my choice in my previous life. How could I have wasted a lifetime on such a person? The next day, I resigned from the company. The boss thought I was quitting because I was unhappy about being fined. He still recognized my ability to work. "Well, I'll double the amount of the fine that the company fined you and put it into your account. How about that?" The boss wanted to keep me with this. I still insisted on resigning. After completing the resignation procedures, I returned to J City without saying goodbye to anyone. 8. I didn't expect to see you at the airport entrance as soon as I arrived in J City. She was wearing a designer gift and a pair of sunglasses. When she saw me, a curve formed on her lips. "I didn't expect you to actually come back." She took off her glasses and looked me up and down. I didn't expect to meet her at the airport either. But judging by her tone, she must have expected me to come back today. I stared at her coldly. She raised an eyebrow and said, "Last time was just a small lesson for you. As long as you don't bother Vernon anymore, I won't do anything to you." I sneered. "Which eye of yours saw me pestering Vernon?" Willow's face instantly turned cold. "Don't pretend with me. If you hadn't played tricks behind the scenes, how could Vernon even give up his own company and run to B City to find you? He used to love me so much, yet he could be so cruel and let me go abroad and marry you?" She suddenly grabbed my arm and angrily said, "You must have said something to his parents, and his parents forced him, otherwise he wouldn't do this." I shook her hand off and looked at her crazed look. I just felt sorry and funny for her. "I didn't say anything to his parents. He chose to break up with you. He just didn't have the courage." This can be seen from Vernon's actions in my previous life. He loves Willow in his heart, but because of the pressure from his parents, he married me. After marrying me, he still couldn't let go of Willow. It can be said that he wronged both me and Willow. I don't allow you to talk about Vernon like that. What right do you have to say that about him? Willow looked at me angrily. She was madly in love with Vernon. Even in my previous life, she had been waiting for Vernon for 30 years. But this kind of love really blinded her eyes. I was too lazy to talk to her anymore. She threatened through gritted teeth, "You better stay away from Vernon, or I won't let you go." I turned and looked at her coldly. "Such a piece of trash, you can keep it. And for everything you did to me before, I will return it to you one by one." 9. Willow continued to ruin my reputation online these past few days. Every time, I would go to her live stream, but I wouldn't leave any comments or refute anything. Willow has a delicate and innocent face. As long as she cries, those netizens will think she is innocent. "Willow, don't cry. That bitch named Una will definitely get her retribution." The streamer is so pitiful. She's been in a relationship with her boyfriend for 5 years and was about to get married, but then someone came in and ruined it. In 3 minutes, I want to know all the information about that Una. Looking at the intense comments below, I suddenly felt fortunate that I was alone and had no family to harm. Most of Willow's slanders have no substantial basis, but I can produce evidence to prove she's lying. Willow's livestream became more and more popular. Because of Vernon's CEO status, the heat has never diminished. Taking advantage of the peak of her livestream, I also started a livestream. The title captivated public attention by capitalizing on Willow's popularity, named Una, as spoken by internet celebrity Willow. Sure enough, as soon as I started broadcasting, thousands of people came in. Some netizens asked tentatively, "Is it the Una who is entangled with President Vernon?" Probably everyone didn't expect that I, who was so badly blackmailed, would dare to show my face and live stream. I responded generously, "Yes." In just 10 minutes, the live stream room suddenly had tens of thousands of people. These people were just looking for an outlet. In my live stream, the comments were filled with smoke. "You bitch even dared to live stream. What, after snatching someone else's boyfriend? Now you want to make money by live streaming? You bitch, you're born without a mother. First figure out how to be a human being before you start live streaming." Looking at the comments from netizens, I just sneered. My mother indeed didn't raise me. Hearing me say this, a few of the netizens who were originally cursing me started to speak up for me. "Everyone calm down. You can't just listen to Willow's side of the story. I think the streamer looks pretty good. She doesn't look like that kind of person." Seeing a few people among the tens of thousands finally speak up for me, I felt a warmth in my heart inexplicably. What happened between me and Willow was completely fabricated by Willow. My dad died to save Vernon's dad. My mom left me and ran away with someone else, and I've been living at Vernon's house. Vernon is like a brother to me. Because of an accident, we had relations, so Vernon married me. But I also clearly rejected his proposal, and even quit my job, and went to B-City. So where is the entanglement that Willow is talking about? I showed the evidence. For a moment, the comment section was quiet. However, there are still some of Willow's loyal fans who say that my evidence is forged. The comment section is divided into two factions. One says that Willow is slandering and framing. The other says that I am forging evidence to whitewash myself. However, many netizens also posted the evidence to Willow's livestream. Willow was also scolded and lost a lot of fans because of this. She probably couldn't hold it in anymore and texted me to scold me. I ignored her. Unexpectedly, the next day, Willow didn't know where to find actors. She said she could prove that what she said was true. 10. Willow found an actress and said she was my classmate, but I didn't know her at all. The girl also cried and said, "Una, she's my high school classmate. I was her desk mate for 2 years. During these 2 years, I've been bullied by her." Wow, even bullying came out. Many people went to my private messages to scold me. Even when I went out, passers-by would maliciously throw water at me and throw garbage on me. It seems that the influence of this matter is really not small. For those few days, I went out wearing a mask. When I went to the convenience store to buy things, the boss wouldn't sell to me. Covering yourself up so tightly in broad daylight, you don't look like a good person. I was really helpless. Those few days I only ordered takeout, and I didn't even dare to fill in my own name for the takeout. One day at noon, I ordered takeout, and as soon as I opened the takeout box, I found a dead mouse inside, and there was a note. It said, "You're just like this disgusting rat." I was so scared that I quickly threw the takeout box on the ground. I opened my phone, and Willow was still live streaming. She was vigorously publicizing my bully persona in high school and fabricated evidence of me bullying others out of thin air. She's just repeating the same old trick. I originally wanted to wait until I collected all the evidence to fight back. Unexpectedly, the next second, I saw a familiar face. It was Vernon. He, who usually didn't like to appear on camera, actually started a live stream. Vernon's handsome appearance, coupled with his status as the president of the group. The live stream was very popular. My relationship with Una is not as the internet says. She is my sister, and I know her character. I didn't expect him to publicly defend me. Vernon's face was cold, and his lips were tightly pursed. I was drunk and hurt her. I married her out of guilt. And as for Willow, I was in a relationship with her for 5 years, and I abandoned her. It has nothing to do with Una. Hearing Vernon's words, netizens didn't buy it. They just thought that Vernon had changed his heart and was now helping me whitewash. You changed your heart for Una. Of course you will speak up for her. And besides, Una bullied others at school. How can she be a good person? Even if she didn't interfere in other people's relationships, she bullied others. She's not a good person. Vernon has always been a man of few words. Faced with aggressive netizens, he just kept repeating, Una is not that kind of person. But soon, I found that someone else was live streaming to speak for me. When I swiped to Umberto's live stream, I was also obviously stunned. The title of his live stream read, Una did not bully anyone in high school. In the live stream, he vividly described the story that happened in high school. I don't know if I saw it wrong or what. I suddenly found him a little familiar. He looks a lot like Tate, my high school deskmate. Tate was usually quiet and introverted, and his face was severely burned. Therefore, he was very inferior. He also became the target of the school bullies in class. But he transferred to another school in the second year of high school, and I haven't seen him since. In the live stream, his eyes were slightly red. Una is not a bully, she is a very kind person. And her deskmate is not the girl that was rumored on the internet. Her deskmate is me. It wasn't until I heard him say this that I dared to believe it. Umberto was actually Tate, my high school classmate. Because of Vernon and Umberto's clarification, and the fact that the police had already investigated the truth after I reported the case. Finally, I was cleared of my name. Willow and the girl she found went to jail for defamation. After the matter subsided, Umberto confessed to me. As for Vernon, he blocked me at the door of the company and asked me with red eyes, Why, as soon as I get close to you, you want to avoid me? Do you hate me so much? And I just smiled faintly and took Umberto's arm beside me. Because I have a boyfriend now, so I have to keep a distance from other opposite sexes.